Hello, welcome back to GOT. We're going to talk about the Mac Mini M4 SSD upgrade that I did about 6 weeks ago. Remember, I took the 256 SSD that came with the base model and swapped it out with a 2 terabyte SSD from a third party. And I know a lot of you have done the same thing since. And a lot of things that I've been asked about this we'll cover in this video, as well as talk about the new Mac Studio M4 Max that I purchased this month. I bought the base model on it and I simply am falling in love with it. But we're going to test it up against the Mac 4 Mini and see which one is best. Let's go. Now, as I said in the opener, I did upgrade my Mac Mini M4, and since then, I decided that I wanted to try the Mac Studio because I got a great deal on one, and we'll talk about how to save money on that there in this video. And what I'm really interested in is the Mac Studio faster, or does it have better performance than the M4 Mini? Then both having the same M4 chip, you would think that the Mac Max would be faster because the Max makes it go a little faster. And the Mac Studio has 36 terabytes, or I'm sorry, 36 gigabytes of RAM versus 16 in the Mac Mini. Now, since I did upgrade the Mac Mini to that 2 terabyte drive, it is quite a bit faster than the standard 256. But is it faster than the 512 that comes in the Mac Mini or the Mac Studio M4? We're going to sit down at my desk and we're going to run through these tests and find out which one is actually better and if it might be worth upgrading or getting the Mac Studio M4 instead of the Mac Mini M4. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you stick with the channel, you're going to see me upgrade that Mac Studio storage as well, because I'm one that loves to save a buck, but I do like high performance tech and some of the best gadgets. So let's sit down at my desk and we'll walk through this together. And hopefully by the end of this video, I answer some questions that you have on the Mac Mini M4 or the Mac Mini Studio. Let's go to my desk. Okay, I'm starting out here on the Mac Mini, and what I'm going to do is show you that it's a 2 terabyte drive, and that's that SSD I installed a while back. I got plenty of space on it. And just to prove to you, it's a Mac Mini. We'll go to the about, and you have 16 gigabytes of RAM on the Mac Mini, or the Mac Mini M4, that is. And then I'm going to make sure I got all my programs, nothing running in the background except for this QuickTime when I'm recording this view here for you. And then what we want to do is use Blackmagic Design here to do a speed test. And I'm going to go ahead and just use the apps locations file on the main drive to record the speeds. And we're going to do the exact same thing here on my Mac Studio. And the Mac Studio, as you can see here, it's got 36 gigabytes of RAM, so more than double of the Mac Mini, which comes in really handy when I got a lot of background processes going. I don't have to close apps while I keep going. And now here on the Studio, you can see the hard drive, the SSD. It's the standard that comes with it, which is 512 gigabytes. I don't give you a whole lot of storage. And of course, I use it up really fast doing all my editing. So I have to use external storages. So let's go ahead and open up the applications on the SSD. And then with the magic of editing, we're going to go ahead and show the speed here side by side. Now, the first round when these things get started is always slow. I'm not quite sure why it's slower than the rest of them. And then it gets up to the average speed. So you can see here that the Mac Studio is going quite a bit faster than the Mac Mini M4, but the Mac Mini M4 is doing better than it was with its original 256 gigabyte hard drive or SSD. Let's go ahead and lock in the Mac Studio now. There we go. And then we'll go ahead and lock in the Mac Mini M4, 2 terabyte. And as you can see, the Mac Studio has 75% faster writing time and 70% read time than the Mac Mini M4. Now, the Mac Mini M4 with the 2 terabytes is 55% faster and 11% faster in reading than the original 256 gigabyte SSD. Hey, I want to take a second and tell you how much I appreciate you for tuning in to the channel as we talk about the Mac Mini M4 and the Mac Studio M4 Max. I hope you get something out of this video. If you do, do me a favor and smash that like button because it really does help out the channel. Let's get back to the video. Now we're going to go ahead and do some video editing, and I'm going to show you my process here. Simply, I've got 3 different angles here, and of course, the different cameras, the audio is not synced, so what we're going to do is sync the audio first. So you just highlight them all, then you go here and you tell it to sync, and that's really fast on the M4. Now, when you go ahead and do this, you also can go ahead and cut right to the beginning of when I speak, because you can see it right there visually. I really like doing that. And now I've got the video right there at the beginning where it starts, even with my sourpuss face there. But you can still see here that there's a lot of gaps in the audio, and we're going to fix that here in a moment. First thing I want to do is I'm going to show you, I've got the 3 different views here. You can see each of them there. But in this test, we're not going to do the other 2 angles, because this video would be way too long if I try to edit and include those in there. So we're just going to do the top angle. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to center myself here in the video, and we're going to go ahead and zoom in just a little bit to get that microphone aligned properly. And then I can actually remove the green screen with just a couple of drags here. I created some presets here for my green screen, and it's kind of nice when you use the same camera. You could just use the same presets every time. Let's go ahead and center myself just a little tad bit more here. There we go. And now it got me all nice and centered, and it starts right from the beginning. We're playing, but we still have these gaps. So that's the next thing to take care of. And you do that through the text edit. It's really cool. I have it automatically pulling up my text. And so all you got to do is filter out the pauses in your video. You click pause, and then you tell it to delete them, and delete them all. And look at that. Wow. All of a sudden the video now is like half the time, and you can see all the edits, or all the pausing is out of it. And I do this at a quarter of quality or resolution to make all the editing go smoother and faster. And it just works out really well that way. Now I'm going to go ahead and throw in an effect, special effects, a page turn right here, because you can see it does take a little bit of time for these effects to actually render when you put them in. And I'm going to show you a rendering speed between the 2 different computers, and we'll just bring them together here again and have it render on both of them at the same time. And as you can see here, the clock is ticking, and on the right is, of course, is the studio, and it's a lot faster. It does it in 8 seconds, followed by the Mac Mini M4 at 13 seconds. So you save a little bit of time, 5 seconds there, but it adds up. And now we're going to go ahead and do another thing where I'm going to have it edit my audio, make it sound better. So I'm going to just only use the main audio. That's why I went ahead and muted the other 2. And then we're going to go ahead and use an enhancement here. And I'm going to do a low tone enhancement to get this deeper bass going on. It actually helps out with noise reduction as well when you do that. And now you can see here as they're both going together. Now the studio is going to go a little bit faster, and then we're going to go ahead and speed this up here to get to the end. So you see the studio does it all in about 40 seconds here, and then the Mac Mini right behind at about 48 seconds. So it's a little bit slower, not much, but now we've got 5 seconds and 8 seconds we just made up. And again, like I said, it adds up. The next thing that you do when you get everything all set up, and you typically do a lot more, is you want to render out the video to make everything mesh real smoothly. So when you export it, everything, you don't have any issues. And rendering takes quite a bit of time. And as you can see here, the Mac Studio is rendering this 2-minute and 45-second video pretty quickly. And the Mac M4 is not quite so much. Look at that, 59 seconds the studio does this. So that's really nice that it does it in less than the time it makes. But we're in the Mac Mini now, and it's going past the 2 minutes and 45 seconds. So it takes longer just to render than the video itself is. And then the last final step, after you get all that rendering done and everything looks good, then I go ahead and export it. And I like to export it at a medium rate here. That way the file size is not quite as big, but you still get the 4K quality, which is really nice. And when we do that, I'm just gonna export them out. I'm not gonna change any names. I'm gonna, of course, do this again later. So when we go ahead and export them both together, you're gonna see here, again, the Mac Studio is gonna outperform the Mini, but by how much? That's the big question. Is it enough to make it worth upgrading to a Studio? That's what this video is all about. And for me, I'll tell you here in just a moment. You can see here the Studio is doing this in 2 minutes and 4 seconds, which is still a bit longer than the video, and the Mac Mini M4 did it 3 minutes and 34 seconds, which is longer than the video. So you can imagine if I have a video that is 30 minutes long, it takes me a long time just to render and process it. So I save a lot of time on the Mac Studio. Now, as far as my experience with the 2 terabyte drive on the Mac Mini M4, it's been great. Had no issues. Been able to get updates from Apple on that SSD because a lot of people were asking about that. Can you update your computer? Is it being a problem whatsoever having a non-Apple SSD? You know what? Because you do the DFU mode and set it up, it gets coded by Apple themselves, so there's no issue, and I haven't had any issue with that. And it has sped up my processing a little bit having a faster SSD, and because I had storage on the device itself, I could leave all the files right there, so it did speed up my process for a while on doing my editing versus editing off of a external drive, which does slow the process down a little bit. Now, like anything else, computers, phones, whatnots, when you have them for a while, they seem really fast. And then after a while, you get fast yourself. And then they seem like they slow down. And in some cases, they probably do slow down because technology. But for me, I enjoyed using the Mac Mini M4 for 6 months now, editing all my videos. Before that, it was a PC. And once I got the Mac Mini, it made life a lot simpler because I had a lot less glitches and errors than you get on a PC, or I should say Windows computer, because Macs are PCs. But as my YouTube channel grows, the demand for more videos are out there. I've got to make more, and I enjoy doing that. I need a faster process, so I figured I'd give that Mac Studio a try, and I've been watching it for quite some time. And then I found that on Apple's website, you can actually get a refurbished computer, which is what I did. I got a Mac Studio refurbished, and that was a base model. You couldn't do any upgrading, but that's what I wanted anyway. I wanted the base model. Now, the base model of the Mac Studio is $19.99. I got it for $16.99. So what's the difference? I don't really see any. The packing is the same. As you can see here, it came in the same box. Unpacking was, everything was the same. The difference is it just has that label of being refurbished because I still have the same full warranty as I would if I were to buy one new. Now, I did save $300 there, and it would have been nice to be able to buy more RAM or upgrade the RAM, but you can't do it on a refurbished. So if you find a refurbished with more RAM, that's a good deal. But regardless, I was going to buy the base model anyway, simply because I want to upgrade the chips inside. Because there is actually a third-party manufacturer who makes SSD cards for the Mac Studio M4 Max. And I'm going to get that, and I'm going to install it, and I'll create a video on that as well. So just to summarize, I really am enjoying the Mac Studio, and I like how it's speeding up my processes. And I'm looking forward to doing a whole lot more with it and being a little more future-proof with a faster Mac and process of editing videos, which is what I do a lot of. Now, if you want to see more comparisons, like with the Mac Mini M4 against a PC or Windows computer, check out this video here. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more content moving forward. Until next time, have a wonderful day and God bless.